Here's video 10. I was just putting the engine crane over there, and with Fords it's always hard to get over this bar, and it's a bit brutal, but I made these plates before I cut it, and I cut in the middle of them, and now looking at it, I think what would be better is to have a bar that goes internally the whole way and past a bit, and a couple of screws in it. But I've got these there so it can go back to where it was, and then I'll make something stronger, because I'd like to strengthen that. Now that holds the radiator, and I could also mount the radiator to this, so then when you take this out, take the radiator with it. So just have the pads on the bottom, and then undo this whole thing, and that, like, you could leave the hoses and everything on the radiator and just take the whole lot out. It's going to have a separate cooler somewhere out of the way, something easy to get to the, you know, just make everything practical. And yeah, there's a look at the engine mounts. Look at that, rubber's gone, hey? And I put that dinger in this when I put it on a bit of wood. But yeah, let's look at those welds on the tabs. And here's a look at this patch here, a bit closer. I'd say it's a pretty poor job, but I think I'll just clean it up a little bit. I won't go over the top. And just see how long there. Oh yeah, I snapped the two front bolts here. The two rear ones survived, so I've got two. I'll have to draw this out. The nuts are held in there, like you don't need to put a socket on them, but I put a socket on them anyway because they were trying to spin the tabs or whatever's inside here, which is pretty standard. That's not because it's burnt or anything, that's just because it's just the way it is with these old things. Here's a bit of rust in the torque box, which is very important. This is the strength of the car really, because the V8s have a, like with a 6-cylinder Falcon or whatever, like early one, they started to beef up this area with V8s. So yeah, looking at all that and connecting together as well, I think that's a big deal. I'll have to do that, like connecting the subframes. Even if I don't put a cage in it, I'll at least do that. It won't need a cage for legal reasons, or because it won't be fast enough, but you'd put a cage in for peace of mind because the car's burnt. Like, how soft's the metal? I think also the bar that goes from here over to there, like the strut brace, I think that'd be important to do. And I'd like to just take find a measurement from side to side and just see if it's the same. Like standing back and looking at the car, it looks straight, but you know, that could be me wanting it to be straight. I'll take some measurements. And all this bashed up area here, that's pretty, like that's where the tow hitches, like tow cable's been grabbed here, and it's pulled all just the corners in, which isn't a big deal. Down here, I don't know how or why it's so bashed here. Yeah, that's pretty beaten up. Like forklift, maybe? Or it's fallen down onto the edge of the trailer or something, which I don't think this car's strong as rust wise. It's still all strong. There's another one. That's another reefing. But I'll check it all out, and once I've got it all stripped I can panel all this up pretty quick. And yeah, I'll just pull this motor out and then pull the motor out of the Fairlane. I'm pretty sure it's sold, this guy here. And being a Windsor, there's going to be a ton of room in the Mustang. I'll drop all the, I don't know, I might leave the front on. Don't need the power steering. Yeah, I might leave it on because then I can run this alternator. Wonder if I can get a belt that size. What is it? There's an idler here for the tension. Feels reasonable. Yeah, I'll try to just run it as is. Use the reverse flow water pump. Get one of these little, these are good belts, these ones. Not that one, but it's too big anyway, this one. That's that was the original one off this motor, and it had an aircon compressor here as well, but it hit on the tower, so I took it off. And you get these little headers factory, but with the big starter motor, like the big earlier starter motor like that one, they hit it. So there's a fella with a set of like long tube coated headers off a 65 Comet, so they will fit. I think a 65 Comet is like a, I'm not sure, it might be the same size as this, but I think it's a little bit narrower. I think this is like an XR to XY Falcon in Australia, the width of it. I don't think it's XA, because don't know, I've got an XT down the back. I'll measure it. That's what I'll do. I'll measure that, and I'll measure this. Yeah, here's me playing around with the seat. Just got it on a piece of wood, and I sat in there and I thought, yep, that's about right. I like that seat, so that'll do. Chuck a couple of them in there, and that's about it. All I want's a couple of pedals and a steering wheel. I'll see if I can use this outer column. I don't know, I'm going to have to use the XD inner shaft or something, I'm not sure there. I'll work that out when I get there. Still got to pull the dash and all that. What I'll do, I'll get the motor out, and then I'll be able to just get right in here and just pull everything out that doesn't need to be there. And I was thinking, I've filled up, like I stopped filling this bin. I've got some leaves in there, but that's heavy. Like that's, maybe, I don't know, call it 70 kilos. Then there's this one, and that's, yeah, maybe 20 or so. And then next door at my place, I've got a bin full as well that's pushing the limits to if it will be able to be picked up. So that's just scrapings out of the floor. So whatever's fallen inside the car, which would be most of it, that's how much lighter it is. So all the glass, all the carpet, all the rubber, everything that didn't go up into the atmosphere and it's just dropped into the car, that's the weight loss. So I wonder what it is. I reckon it'd be pushing 100 kilos. And stuff would have fallen on the ground too. You know, like stuff fell off the engine. Like the alternator wasn't there. The radiator's not there. Where did that all go? So she's going to be lightweight. There's not going to be much to it. It'd be interesting. I'd love to weigh it when it's done. The FMX is quite heavy because it's cast iron. Like drivetrain wise it'll still be heavy, but body wise I think I want to run the original tank again, just because I've got it, and maybe a just have a swirl tank or something, so when you take off it doesn't starve. Don't know. I'd rather the original tank than myself. And I'll take the line off. This is a 3/8 line because it's a factory V8, and check it all out, because that'd be you know, inside there. Who knows? I'll just remove it and have a look at it and probably put a new one in, put a 1/2 inch in. No, I wouldn't need it. I'd probably just leave it 3/8. Another thing that would be interesting is, once I get the motor out, I'll pull the steering box and see how bad that is. And yeah, just full tear down. Everything has to come off, like everything. Like, even I should just get to every bolt and break what I've got to break and replace it and thread it, and that way whenever I've got to work on it I can do it. And anti-seize everything, and make a decision on a paint job or what. I've got some dark blue that I think would look good on this. Just paint everything dark blue, because I think, although it looks kind of scary, all rusty, I don't think, like, if I go to the drags, I do think they won't like it. It will be, yeah, I wonder if you could just paint it and leave all this open like this. Yeah, don't bog everything up. Just leave it light. Just put a light dusting of paint on it. Spray everything with Ranex or whatever. I've got to cut those holes in the sills as well to clear them out. Still got to open that door, still got to clean the doors out, get the dash out, get the motor out, get the gearbox out. I'll leave the diff in for now, but that will come out too, because I need to do springs, and I just want to get to every bolt so then I know I can undo it in a hurry if I need to. I want to take the back bumper off just to clean it and paint it behind it and put it back on. It's not getting anything fancy. I'll run the bumpers. They're just nice and straight, and I've got them. So yeah, work continues. Video 10.